Yeah! About fucking time, right? Seriously. Alright. Hey everybody, this is Alchemist, and this is ALCH vs. Resident Evil 2. You have no idea what I've been through trying to get this recorded. Holy shit! You know, as if it weren't enough, Resident Evil 2 is one of the... I've been picking a lot of those problem games lately, haven't I? Mega Man Legends 2... I spent most of last year trying to get running right. You know, and there was always a tiny little problem, and I eventually just said, fuck it, I'll deal with it. And then Parasite Eve 2 gave me all kinds of shit. And now Resident Evil 2, it's been agony trying to get this game running. You just have no idea. Oh, the kind of crap I had to go through. And then, to cap off the insult, to add insult to injury, right when I had it already all set to go, guess what happens? I get hit by a massive shitload of malware. I got a really bad rootkit. Fighting foes is not the only way to survive. This horror. To survive this horror. My bad. And, you know, I had to reformat my drive and reinstall everything. Yeah, I know. Let's go to option. There we go. That way it won't go to the intro on us. Oh my god. So I had to reformat the drive. I had to reinstall everything. And I made a blog post about the Seagate hard drive that I got that was a piece of shit. But guess what in my time of need had to suffice as a lifeboat for all of my stuff? Is that fucking Seagate. That piece of shit Seagate that destroys whatever it touches. I had to use to save everything. God. So now I have tons of shit on that Seagate now that I don't know if it's compromised or not. I don't know if it still works. I had to go do the whole song and dance with Resident Evil 2 again, trying to get it to run. And I had it running perfect last time too. It was bullshit. So anyways, here we are, ALCH vs. Resident Evil 2. Now, before we begin, I do have an admission to make. I have beaten this game like 5,000 times. I have. I've played this game so fucking much. But I think the last time I actually played this game was in... It was a long time ago. I played this game all the time. But the last time I played it was... like 2004? Yee. It's been a long time since I played this game. To compound the troubles, though, you know, my copy of Resident Evil 2 is not that great. It was, for the longest time, though it was my copy, it was in a relative's house, and these relatives, let's just say they're not exactly known for taking care of their shit, or shit other people lent them, for that matter. My original copy of Mech Commander disappeared without a trace. I think my old copy of Final Fantasy X disappeared as well. And then somebody came up to me and somebody from that house came up to me and asked, can they borrow my Final Fantasy XII Collector's Edition? And I said no. And I say, well, we'll buy you another one. That's the last thing you want to hear, isn't it? That is so totally the last fucking thing you want to hear when someone comes up to borrow something from you is, we'll buy you another one. I don't want you to buy me another one. I want the one I lent you in the exact same fucking condition that I lent it to you. But anyways, this disc was in that house for a long time, so it is not perfect at all. So if there are glitches, it might be this emulator, or it might be the fact that my disc is just fucking... I almost said bent. I need to stop watching those videos. Anyways, let's get this started. Because somebody complained about me. I'm sitting up here and talking. But that's how I do stuff. Is I talk on the title screen, and I get shit off my chest, and then I play, and then it's good times. Most of the time, I just like to complain about the absolute bastard of a time that I've had. I also like to give a little bit of info about the games that I play, and I'll be doing that in this as well, because the Resident Evil 2 that you see, the Resident Evil 2 that you know, was not the original version of Resident Evil 2. The Resident Evil 2 was originally a completely different game, and it's really interesting to look back and think about, you know, the earlier version of this game that I believe came on a demo CD with Resident Evil 1. It's I believe it's referred to as Resident Evil 1.5. And like characters such as Claire Redfield, who was introduced in this game, she was absent. She was not in the original version. She was not a character. Her character is actually a sort of retool of an existing character named Elza Walker, who I'll talk about a little bit as we go through the game. Now, because the canonical scenario, I believe, please correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the canonical scenario is Claire A, Leon B. So that's the way we're going. So, yeah. Let's get started. Let's get this done. You're going to see a save. That's because I was testing this game on easy. And I don't know if it says easy, but if it does, that's because I was testing this game to make sure it works. There's a little bit of hiccup in the dialogue, but it shouldn't be too bad. Anyways, this is the best I've gotten it to run, so we're going with it because I have to do this eventually. And I want to get it over with. God, I've already started this game, and I want to get it done because I'm playing through it twice. Once as Claire, once as Leon. And then I have Parasite Eve 2. And Parasite Eve 2 better be fucking intact, because I'm not done with Parasite Eve 2 yet. I still have to play the extra game in Parasite Eve 2 and get the real ending and show you all the real story and shit that I missed. That game is so fucking cryptic about where to go for, like, story shit. I followed the game's instructions to the letter. I didn't see any alternate paths or anything in that game. But apparently there is one, and I missed it, and I'm pissed off about it. Fuck. And if that save is... Just to put in perspective before I begin, how utterly screwed I will be if that file is corrupt. If that save file is corrupt, then I will have to play through Parasite Eve 2 again in order for me to play through it again. I will have had to play through that game 3 times. Twice in a fucking row. That's why I'm playing Resident Evil 2, because if I'm going to play a survival horror game, I'm going to play one that gets the formula right, for God's sake. I'm not going to play through Resident Evil, not Resident Evil, well, might as well be Resident Evil, Parasite Eve 2, like, fucking one after the other. I know I played through the first Parasite Eve like 4 times consecutively, but that's the first Parasite Eve. The first Parasite Eve is an amazing, amazing game. The second Parasite Eve 2 is a good game. Its story is utter bullshit, but the game itself is fun. But I'm not going to put myself through it repeatedly to show you guys the real ending. So I really hope that save file's intact, because I don't want to do that. Then anyways, that's enough bitching about another game. We're here playing Resident Evil 2. It is time. It is time to heal. Although, it's kind of belated because I've been healing all through other games. I've been playing tons of other games, like Genesis games and what have you. And, oh god, that's right. No, I don't care. Yes, I know, fighting foes is not the only way to survive the horror. Let's get started before I go off on a tangent. I'll go off on a tangent later. Okay, here we go.